Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about these two squidbillies that y'all see on my screen. They're not even hillbillies. I'm going to call them squidbillies because that's what they look like. They look ridiculous. And we're going to talk about this. And this story comes out of Connecticut, of all places. I don't hear very many stories come out of there, right? But nonetheless, a Connecticut man was arrested last week after allegedly forcing his stepson, not his biological son. So again, mom's boyfriend. Yes. These two squidbillies that y'all see on my screen right here. That's what we're going to call them. Squidbilly number 1 and Squidbilly number 2. This idiot forced his stepson to step on thumbtacks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with thumbtacks. These little sharp things right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Thumbtacks. I call them squidbillies because you have to have a squidbilly mentality to even think to do something this freaking stupid. That's just weird. Like, why would you even think to do something? Like, what's your punishment gonna be? Like, I think because I come from a spanking background, maybe I understand spanking to a certain extent. I understand making kids do physical activities as a discipline or punishment. His punishment was forcing his stepson to place his bare foot on thumbtacks. But wait, it gets worse. Not only did he do that, but he forced his stepson to drink Louisiana hot sauce. Hot sauce, Cholula, Louisiana, whatever it is. He forced him to drink hot sauce until the boy threw up. And on top of that, they locked this boy in a laundry room and forced him to live in a dark laundry room for months. For months. Let me get this squidbilly number 1 on the screen. That is Kevin Grant, 31 years old, grown-ass man, began abusing his stepson in June after one of the boy's siblings got hurt while playing. And that's according to an arrest warrant acquired by the news. The stepson had been watching TV in the living room when his younger brother fell and struck his head on a glass table. The stepson told the authorities. The child's mother, Caitlin Baptiste, which is, let me see, right here, Squidbilly number 2. That's Caitlin Baptiste. The child's mother, Caitlin Baptiste, then took the injured boy to the hospital. And when Grant, the stepfather, got home, he allegedly beat his stepson severely with a belt before grabbing him by the neck and throwing this boy across the room. Ladies and gentlemen, this story is about to get a little bit worse, so brace yourselves. The stepson told authorities he was then made to stand in a corner for a week with his head facing the wall, according to the warrant. I'm going to say that again. He forced him to stand in a corner, not for a matter of minutes, not for a matter of hours. He specifically said a week, W-E-E-K, week, 7 days, with his head facing a wall. According to the warrant, he allegedly wasn't allowed to even sit down to eat and at night. Grant allegedly made the boy sleep by himself in either the garage or in a trailer that the family owned. After roughly a week, Grant allowed his stepson to come back inside, but for the next 4 months, he allegedly made him stay in a locked laundry room, letting him out only to eat, to use the bathroom, and to do schoolwork, according to the warrant. Hashtag not my words. Is this turning some of y'all guys' stomach yet? Is this making you sick? Or is anybody pissed off out there yet? We got more. During this time, Squidbilly number 1, abuse allegedly continued to escalate. The stepson claimed that at times, Grant forced him to drink cups of hot sauce until he vomited. He forced him to drink cups of hot sauce until the boy threw up. And if you have a weak stomach, I know that's already bad, but I'm going to warn you guys, I have a little bit of extra information to tell you that I'm going to tell y'all that if you can't handle this, you might want to click off, because I got more gruesome details to tell you. Because it's more nasty and disgusting than anything. But here we go. After the boy, y'all, I'm warning y'all, this is about to get bad. After the boy threw up, he was made to eat his own vomit. I'm not going to even read that again. He also accused Grant of making him stand on a ladder with 1 foot while Grant placed thumbtacks on the ladder steps and on the floor. Some people just don't need to be living in this world. The boy claimed that he couldn't hold his foot up any longer and he was forced to step on the tacks, causing his foot to bleed. He also accused Grant of placing, oh Lord, I forgot about this detail. Guys, it's about to get worse. I'm surprised that this boy lived through this. I'm telling you, if you can't handle this, this might not be the night to be listening. So you got about 5 seconds. I got a little bit more to tell you. So if you're ready, here we go. He also accused Squidbilly number 1, Kevin Grant, of placing a bottle rocket inside his mouth, lit it, and ignited a bottle rocket inside of his mouth. Guys, a firework. He put a firework in his mouth. A bottle rocket firework. Place it in his mouth. If y'all don't know what a bottle rocket is, imagine a bottle. And imagine a long little stick that you place inside the bottle that sticks out just far enough that the fuse is on the end. And what you do is you take a lighter. This ain't a lighter, but you take a lighter and you light the end of it. It starts to light that fuse. You take the bottle, you set it down, and the force with that bottle rocket pointing upward, the force will it's almost kind of like watching a rocket ship. That's why they call it a bottle rocket. And it shoots off, and all of the pressure goes inside the bottle and forces it upward. high in the sky and then it explodes. That's what this idiot put inside of a child's mouth. You just can't be that level of stupid. You can't be that level of stupid. Even worse, he also forced the boy to kneel, get on his knees, and kneel on top of uncooked rice for an entire day. And made him do push-ups until he could not move his arms. Man. Following contact with the Connecticut Department of Children and Family Services, the stepson, his mother, and two of his siblings left their house in early October to live with the stepson's grandmother. Social workers confirmed that a bed had been set up in the laundry room and that the stepson didn't appear to have any other bedroom in the house, according to the warrant. They also confirmed that the boy had scars on his cheek, apparently caused by the exploded bottle rocket. None of the four children in the house appeared to have experienced abuse, according to the warrant. Both Grant and his wife were arrested on October the 14th, which was about 13 days ago. Grant was charged with risk of injury to a minor, second-degree assault, intentional cruelty to persons, reckless endangerment, and disorderly conduct, according to a press arrest log uploaded by the Naugatuck Police Department. The mother, Baptiste, who allegedly knew of the abuse and didn't do shit to stop it, was charged with risk of injury to a child, conspiracy to commit cruelty to persons, conspiracy to commit disorderly conduct, and second-degree reckless endangerment. Let me ask you guys a question. How much do y'all think their bail was? I want you guys who are listening to the sound of my voice to take a moment and type in a number. What do you guys think their bail was? If you think their bail was $5K, type in 5, the number 5, and then the letter K. If you think it was $20K, type in 20 and then K. If you think it was $100K, type in $100K. If you think it was no bail, type in no bail. How much do y'all think their bail was? I'm going to let y'all take a educated guess. Well, time's up. Are y'all ready to hear this? After everything that you guys just heard, Grant was placed under a $25,000 bond, while the mom is being held on a $10,000 bond, which if you get a bail bond, that'd be $2,500 for the stepfather and a $1,000 bail for the mom, according to the log. And they have since posted bail, and they're out on bail, and their next court date is set for November the 10th. Hashtag how, Sway? How? How? Those kids are still alive. Are you telling me that this fool and that other fool don't present a danger to those kids and you let them out on bail? And what they did was equivalent to attempted murder? What they did is not abuse. That's not abuse. That's attempted murder. $25,000 bail. And they made bail. How is that even possible? How is that possible on the American watch? we are all Americans, regardless of if this is in Connecticut or freaking California. How do we allow this to happen on our watch? How does Connecticut allow this to happen? For these people to abuse this boy to that point, not only should the bail be so freaking high that they can't afford to get out, but it damn sure should be something more sufficient with what they are accused of doing. That is attempted murder. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. So again, to Christina, I want to apologize to you, and I want to apologize while we're live and while we're on this broadcast. Like I say, I misread what you wrote. Right, at least misinterpreted what you wrote. So, I do apologize for that.
A Naugatuck couple was arraigned here at Waterbury Superior Court earlier this week on charges related to child abuse that came to the attention of DCF and Naugatuck police at the beginning of this month.
The other day I seen 2 police cars up there. And that's all I know. I mean, it's a quiet neighborhood.
The police activity at this house on Forest Street in Naugatuck, where nobody answered the door today. Friday, cops arrested 31-year-old Kevin Grant and his 29-year-old wife, Caitlin Baptiste, after one of the woman's children told investigators his stepfather abused him and that his mother knew about it.
It's kind of borderline on shock that it's so close, and also it should never happen anywhere.
According to the arrest warrant affidavit, the boy says Grant made him sleep in the locked laundry room of their home for 4 months as punishment for things the boy claims he never did. And the alleged victim said other abuse included being forced to eat spicy hot peppers and hot sauce until he threw up.
It just makes you cringe at something like it.
The affidavit also claims the boy's mother and stepfather would only let him out of the laundry room so he could go to the bathroom, eat, or do schoolwork.
There's nothing you can say about that.
The torture allegedly also included making the child stand on a ladder with one leg extended. And at that point, Grant would put tacks on the step of the ladder so that when the child's leg got tired, he would be forced to step on them, causing his feet to bleed. Both Grant and Baptiste are free on bond. Baptiste and her 3 children were ordered to leave the Naugatuck home. Here in Waterbury, Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News.
It's good the fact that this is almost kind of a positive story. It's a horrific thing to have gone through this from these particular individuals. But I do agree with what some of the people in the chat said. And because these kids survived, I hope that the biological father is given an opportunity at full custody of these kids, that I hope that he can prove that he is worthy of that opportunity. And I hope that the biological father can represent us men in a dignified way. I don't even know if that's a word, but in a dignified way. I know that's a word. Okay. But nonetheless, I think there is some positivity we could take away from this, but he is probably traumatized. This kid is traumatized, and I can only pray that he is able to grow up and become something great. But I definitely think that the courts failed with the low bail, and I hope that they don't equivocate this to a slap on the wrist, because this is not the way. This is already not going the way that it should be going. With such a low bail, I don't think that they're going to take this serious just because the kid survived. What they did to this boy was attempted murder. That should never fly, no matter what state and what jurisdiction you live in. So I am asking For the people out there in Connecticut, this is a voting season. This is the time to step up in your local elections, to speak out and say something and ask for harsher law penalties against people who hurt and abuse the most vulnerable and most defenseless of us, which is our children who live under our care and under our roof. Okay? These children cannot speak for themselves, nor can they defend themselves against the tyranny of mom's boyfriend. And I know that they said that they're married, but I'm going to still put this under mom's boyfriend. These Squidbillies need a lot of time in prison. A whole lot of time. I'd say $25,000 bail. Give him 25 years in prison. I think that'd be good enough. I think he'd learn to listen. They look like they do awesome. They'd be swell in prison. Send him to prison 25 years. I think, and especially the mom. I mean, that's just egregious. The fact that you know it happened and you just let it ride out. You didn't care about your kid, ma'am. And for that, I don't think we should care about either one of y'all's future. Salute to that kid. Salute to the other kids. And I hope that they can grow up and become something great. Please make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe to the AFC podcast, where we put our children first. From my heart to yours, I love you guys. Thank you for listening with an open mind and an open heart. Don't talk about the change. Be the change. That's really how we make change in this world. I love you guys, and y'all have a blessed night. Peace.